Hi, hello. So I'm not in a super great mood right now, and I just wanted someone to talk to, or just, to keep me talking while I paint. So I thought I would just start up the camera, and you could be my someone. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not in a super great mood. Not everything is working out at the moment. So I am sorry that I'm not my normal jolly character, although, like, what would you know for normal? I've only made 2 videos, but still. I'm painting this little chick. He's quite cute. Although I did already make it way darker than I normally do. Just for an example, I have this very light painting and then this to contrast it. And I was thinking of making the eye hollow and maybe have a worm crawl out. Yeah, that's my mood at the moment. So yeah, I just wanted to randomly talk through some things. I do not know exactly what colors I should use. I do want to have it very dark, but the chick itself is very light, of course. But if I make this all light and cute, then I'm not sure it's coming over. So for now, I only used Indian red, a natural tint as black, and yellow ochre mixed with the Indian red for the beak and the feet. So I know those are moody colors, but I don't know what else I could use. Could use darker blue. Maybe that would look weird. I'm not sure. Most of the time when you see these videos, all artists have figured out all their colors and know what to do. I'm not there yet. I don't know what to do. And most of the time I'm just doing something and I'm not even sure it's the right thing. So yeah, I will just start by filling in the darker areas where the shadow would hit anyways, because it's tucked down to each, and make those brown because brown is moody. Okay, so I hope you are all okay and everything is alright. Over here, honestly, everything is fine. It's just me that's in a bad mood. Also just realized now that I forgot to take my medicine. I should do that, but that's not causing my bad mood. It's more that, like, I started this art career because my previous job it got the better of me, and I thought it would be healthier for me to do something I really like and really love. So I started looking for another job, and I thought, no, you know what I love? Painting. I want to do that. I want to get better at that. So as long as COVID takes, I want to pick up painting, get better, learn a skill, be one of those people that say, well, there was a lockdown, but you know what I got from it? I learned something. I already could paint a little. I did get better, but not that much. Anyhow, so I started painting, and I thought, like, it would be amazing if I could make a career out of this, if I could, sell some paintings. I don't have to make much money, but it would be great to just earn a little bit. So I really tried to make my paintings better, and yeah, I don't know, they're not good enough yet, or at least I either suck at painting or marketing or both. So that's where I'm at right now. I don't think I can make this into a full-time career. And of course, I hadn't expected myself to turn this into a career in a few months, but I did want to see, like, a sign of, like, okay, I sold something. So, at least it's going somewhere. But I haven't, and I do want to earn my own money. I know it's not necessary. I do have a husband that earns enough for us to stay alive. But still, I wanted to just earn my own part in this household. But yeah, I don't think I can do that while making art. So now there's just a few different options. I can either continue this and try harder, um, take more lessons online of what I should do differently to sell my art. It's also just weird because for art, most artists or most people online say, oh, it shouldn't be about the money. And of course, it's not only about the money, but if I want to do this as much as I would love to, it does have to earn me something. So no, it's not about the money, but it should make me at least enough to pay for the paintings themselves. Um, so yeah, I could take more classes on how to earn money making art. I could take a part-time job, or I could just and then still do this part-time. COVID it's not over, but I do feel safer going outside now than I did a while ago. So that's okay. I know I can get a job as student counseling because I've been a teacher for a few years and they would really like to have more of those. But yeah, the last option would be to just give it up altogether and and just seek for a new full-time job. I'm not sure if that's the right solution. I know the previous one almost burnt me out. And I have a lot to deal with anyway, like mentally. I do not know if I can just handle a full-time job right now. Or at least I can handle working 40 hours. I do way more of it now. Like what I consider to be work now is painting, creating, talking to people in my industry, making stickers, designing stuff. And even the admin, but those are things I love, so it doesn't feel like work. And even teaching, I loved that. It didn't feel like work. It was just having to handle all the other teachers that have forgotten how to be students. That was the hard part. Because they were all just being jackasses. And, there was this. I'm rambling on. But there was this girl and that had a really bad experience. And she told me, and I wanted to help. To at least get her to a person she could talk to. And you know what the other teacher said to me? Well, she said that before. It's just so she could get out of homework. And even if that was true, it was just too damaging a story to be ignored. So even if it was just a cry for help, it's still a cry for help and we should take it seriously. And nobody believed this poor little girl, so I did. And I took her somewhere she could talk to outside of school. I made sure she was safe, and she had a hard time. And that's just how schools are right now. If you want to fix something for a student, you have to do it outside of your own hours, and without any help of the school. And that was hard. It weighed on me. Also, I worked at a school for a while where there was regular weapon search. So they would search all the lockers of the students for weapons. So it was just a very unsafe environment. And not because I thought that the student would ever hurt me, but just the patrolling made the students feel unsafe. Like they could not be trusted. Nobody trusted them. They had no one to talk to, and it only made it worse. And I wanted to help. I stayed there for 2 years. And I wanted to help the best that I can. And I do believe I helped some students. But I couldn't help them all without, just letting go of my own mental health problems altogether. So I just couldn't. And I want to try again. But now I was just a young girl. This week I will turn 27. And it was a few years ago. So all the students in my class, they were mostly older than me. So of course, the other teachers, they were old, close to the pension. They would not take me seriously. I am just a new blonde girl trying to turn things around in the school. I'm just a weird stereotype. So yeah, I had to get away from there, and my goal is to get back someday when I can actually mean something and do something. But for now, I had to think of myself. It still makes me feel really bad, like a bad person, that I got away from there. I didn't help more. But yeah, that's just the way it went. So that was something, just to get back to the point, it was something I love to do, teaching, but I just couldn't handle teachers. And it was so at multiple schools, like not on all the same degree, but it was there. The teachers were always mistrusting of the students, and they all forgot how it was to be young and to have these problems. Like, they're all thinking, oh, well, I came out okay, so they will be too. It was just teenage problems. But teenage problems are still problems, and some of those teenage problems are really, really hefty, and they cannot be ignored. So yeah, someday, so for now I found a little job, student counseling for 2 afternoons in a week, and I would just do some help with the homework and like, okay, what's going wrong in school and how can I help, but not as a teacher. So maybe there will be something, I'm not sure, but if I want to do a full-time job, I am not sure what would make me happy. I loved giving trainings. Like, after I was a teacher, I worked in tech, or no, not in tech, but in IT. And then within 2 years, I did a lot for all the trainings abroad and in the Netherlands here. So that was cool. I could do a lot. And I loved giving trainings and organizing them and doing everything needed to, make new employees feel welcome. But even then, I just felt like I was representing the company. And of course you are, but it was not a company that I felt like representing. There were still things going wrong, and every time I said something about it, they did not listen to me. Every time I said something about it, they pointed to my own mental health problems that I foolishly told them about in the beginning, and said that maybe that was the problem. And I know that my own mental health problems are like a problem, but they are to me. You would never know I have them if I had not told them. I used burnt sienna here, but it's way too bright. Not sure how I can dull it down. Maybe with a little bit of black. So yeah, even when I could do things that I really liked, it was not in a company culture I felt great in, or where I felt safe in even. And I know maybe some of you listening are my former colleagues, and they will say, what? But if you are a former colleague of mine, just listen to the stories around you from the other colleagues, and you will see that there's stuff going wrong. People are burning up, and they're not listened to. The problems are ignored, like in a weird way, because they screamed out like, oh, there's mental problems, we're gonna do stuff about it, we take as long as you need. But there's still this pressure that it's just words. It felt like just words. And some people were honest, like, yeah, of course, your mental health, we have to do something about that. That's another thing, they keep bringing it up. They kept bringing it up over and over again. Well, I was like, no, I want to talk about work problems. My mental health problems weren't a problem back then. Well, they have been for like 12 years, but they weren't a problem at work. There were real problems at work. Like, not that my mental health was not real, but like problems that should be handled immediately. Oh, he has just a very dark nose. I'm just gonna switch it But yeah, so even when I did what I liked, I wasn't really that happy. And I'm happy creating art. I really am. It's a great opportunity. I'm grateful for my husband that he finds it all okay that I just do this. Do not generate income anymore. I am very grateful that I have the supplies to create. But still, it's a little bit hard because I feel a little bit useless. You know, like a little girl just painting, and like I can show the world, like, look at me, look at what I painted, and I do on Instagram, and people will say, oh, how pretty, and I will say, oh, well, thank you so much, I appreciate it so much, and I do really appreciate it. But at the end of the day, it does not buy me anything. While I paint, I always put my hands in my palette. Like, I have my palette here next to me, and these wells is where all the water collects. So at the end of the day, I'm just blue and red, and people will ask me what the fudge I have been doing. My skin looks like that. Okay, so yeah, sorry for rambling on. Well, that was why I put on the camera. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna put this online or not. Yeah, well, I talked a little bit about my own mental health, or at least you know that it's not like great. And people will ask, well, what is it then? And I'll just ask you to respectfully not ask me or something like that. Like, it's not a secret. It's really not. But it's also not something I will yell over the internet. So if you ask me personally, then yeah, of course I will answer, no problem at all. But I will not answer it in a video or something like that. I'm not sure how I can get the cheek any darker, or maybe it's dark enough. I feel like the wing looks a little bit weird. But most of all, like, well, I will not like name all the labels, but what it does is it gets me anxious all day. Like, it feels like everybody from my generation. It gets me anxious about everything in life, and there's a lot to be anxious about. We are adopting children, and it's coming closer and closer, and I'm so happy that we get this chance. And you know, I cannot wait, but also you have to admit it's kind of frightening being a mom. Like, I'm almost 27, like I said. I feel like it's the right time for me. I feel like I can handle it, and I have so much love to give, but I will be a mom for 2 children at once if everything goes right, and they will not be babies. I will not have that period where I can learn to talk to them and they cannot talk back yet. They will talk back. Would it be better to make the eye all black, or just let the eye be white and then make the surroundings black? I'm not sure. I have a little bit of normal paper here. We'll just test it out. So anywho's, like, I'm excited. It's a good kind of excited, but it does, you know, add to my nerves. Then there is my health that isn't all that wonderful. Nothing to write home about. I used to faint a lot, and I still faint sometimes, which keeps me from working out a lot. So I'm on the heavier side. Because if I go for a run outside and I faint, it just keeps me, like, it happened before, and either people will help me or they will not, just walk past me. And I had both, and I'm not happy with either. So now I'm working out at home as much as possible, because I want to be as healthy as possible before the kids come. But it does add to my worries. And there's the normal things to worry about, like climate change and impending doom. And just things like I'm not sure if I will ever be healthy. I will ever not have these mental problems. I think they will stay. And that's just a weird thing to look forward to. Like, I know how to deal with them. I do have bad days, but life got so much better. And bad days is just like, I can handle bad days. I know how to cope. Even now, I'm painting through them. I'm talking about it, even though I'm not sure if I'm gonna put this online. But still, it's ways to cope. Most of the time I write, and it's okay. And it's just a few days. It's not every day anymore, and I'm grateful for that. Realizing I didn't leave any room for a worm to crawl out of. If we have the eye. But yeah, so today is just a bad day. And even then it's gonna be okay. It's beautiful weather outside. Like when I'm done painting and when I've talked through everything and I can breathe again, then I will just go outside and sit on our porch, which overlooks the water and it's super pretty. And I will just get myself something to drink and I will just breathe and everything will be okay again. I think. What was I doing? I was going to color the city, yeah. It does not help it if I color it the same color as the back. So, yeah. What do you guys do when you have a bad day? I mean, let me know. Even if you do not have like a label for mental health problems, like everybody has bad days. What do you do when you're not feeling great? And when you don't know exactly what to do with your life or with the day or with that week or anything. Thinking, well, maybe some yellow splatters or just keep it at the red. I do like that bird is looking darker than I thought I would manage. Make this more dark. So maybe you haven't ever tried to do this before, but talking and painting at the same time, I will tell you, is quite a challenge. Like talking in English is okay. I did that almost every day for my job. I do slip on some words right now, but that's mostly because I don't talk to anyone the entire day. We're still home as much as possible. My husband works from home. I'm home, like I do this. And we moved just before COVID. And I'm really happy we moved because we got a bigger house and this is just a really good place. But it does mean that like we had the winter, we moved in, and once we wanted to greet everybody and maybe just have a little party to welcome the neighborhood and let them look inside our house and do all the neighborly stuff, then COVID was around, so we haven't actually met that many people, which is weird. Like all the people that I do sometimes see are still from my old town, from my childhood town. Just making the legs a little bit darker. Too orangey. And my whole hand is in the paint again. So yeah, I'm not talking that much during the day. Or not at all, almost. So even in my own language, like even if I talk Dutch now, I will slip on a lot of the words. And I'm noticing it's even worse in English, but I think that will be okay eventually. I mean, I know all the words, so it will be okay. Just have to pronounce them somewhat better. I always find it hard to paint the legs. Like normally I paint a lot of birds and I keep the legs as simple as possible and just make what's above more interesting, more detailed, so nobody looks at the legs. But now of course I'm talking about it, so you're gonna look at the legs. And I just made this dark. And oh no. What are you doing, weird paint? Just keep being dark. I'm just dropping some paint underneath and then smooching it out over it so the ground kind of fades into the legs. Makes sense. So, not sure if it made it look better. There are more white spots opening up here, but I will just clean it up once it's entirely dry with another layer. I think it's time for the wormy through the eyes. Where's my thinner pencil? Here. Yeah. I'm always using this wrong. So we have the eye. Warm enough. What else is crawling out of that stuff? Okay, I made a decision. I'm not sure if it's the best one, but there's true worms crawling out of it just because when I only did this one, that it looked like more of a girl wearing a little bit more eyeliner, like me when I was in high school, and not like a worm. So I made two of them. I will draw tiny feet coming out of them once it's entirely dry, and make the outside of the eye a little bit blacker so the white stands out more and it looks like it really shines through. But yeah, that's it. While talking through all my problems, I also filmed this little paint along video. So yeah, thank you for keeping me company so much. I'm not sure if I'm gonna post this, and if I do, I'm not sure if I'm gonna edit out all my rambling. I don't think so because I do not have the skills. But thank you for joining me. And thank you for all of those on Instagram and in this wonderful community. It has allowed me to be so open to myself and to everyone around me. So I really appreciate that, and I do feel a lot better actually just painting and rambling on about things that had nothing to do with each other most of the time. So I am gonna let this dry. I'm gonna sit outside and I come back when everything is dry and I have a little bit of a new perspective on this painting. I never painted something that before, so yeah, you'll see. Thank you. Please like the video. If you watch it to this end, it really means a lot to me and it really helps. Okay, thank you so much. Goodbye.